What's up guys, it's Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and today will be a brand new setting in a brand new place on a brand new table, which is the main sponsor for this episode. Special shout out to Bala for actually sponsoring this table, which enables me to put in the work immediately right after we shifted house. So I just put the link down below. There will be some Christmas promo. Thank you very much. And today we will answer a question from email. This is from Cresta. Hi, my name is Cresta. I am 25 currently and I'm living in my parents' house. And I heard a lot about property investment. It's good to start as early as possible. I'm also thinking about starting a kedai dobi shop in the future. So based on my current saving, which is around 70,000, my monthly income will be around 3,000 plus. I was thinking about starting my own kedai dobi business when I have enough savings to escape those called rat race. But on the same time, I'm also afraid that when this dobi business fail, then I'll have to go back to the rat race. As for property investment, I heard about this rental investment, which also quite took my interest by receiving rental as passive income and becoming financially free. And of course, just one house is clearly not enough. May I ask that normally how many units of property from a rental to basically reach financial freedom? My target is around 5 to 6,000 per month from rental. And back to the question again, usually to achieve my dream above, which is to live off rental, may need a business to do that. This is why I don't know which path to start first. So if I start my business first, I won't have time or money to invest in property. Number two, if I start property investment, I will probably have no money to even start a business. I hope I get your reply soon. Once again, thanks for reading. Regards, Cresta. So first of all, Cresta, thank you very much for reaching out. And the main question here is the debate between starting a kedai dobi business, which is a laundry business. For those who are watching this internationally, I'm still so surprised when I saw the Spotify data from their Wrapped. Apparently a lot of people listen to this podcast internationally, so thank you very much for listening. Anyway, for this listener, he's debating between a laundry business versus starting a property investment, because now he is having around 70,000 in savings while having a monthly income of 3,000. That's amazing, bro. And the main objective is to be financially free, I assume as early as possible. So first of all, he wants to escape the rat race. And what is rat race? For those who don't understand, rat race is this terminology kinda introduced by Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, where everybody is kinda in that system, earning a salary, then to pay off the commitments. Then because of the high commitments, they have no choice but to continue working for the security, and they will never get out of this race ever. And the way to get out of the system, as suggested by Robert Kiyosaki, is through this ESBI model. For young audiences, you guys should totally check that out. This is where he explains the different model of earning money in the society that we have today. Number one is employee, self-employed, running a business, and being an investor. So it really dissects the different model of making money. He also explained how the rich becomes richer by kind of manipulating the tax system, and that is exactly what this particular audience is trying to do, to get out of the system. And he is thinking of doing that by running a business or investing in a property. Then the next thing about failing in your business, then you will need to go back to the rat race, right? To me, that's the greatest advantage that you have right now, which is you are young. You are at this age where you can afford to fail, and I would not hope that you fail, but I would suggest every youngsters to actually take certain level of risk. And my answer to you right now is more inclined to starting a business. And you exactly explain the scenario of why I would suggest you to do so. You can afford to fail at a very young age. You have no commitment. So even if you fail, what's the worst that can happen? Go back and work lor. But think about the amount of lessons that you will get from the business. You start to think about who's your potential customers, what is actually CAPEX, which is capital expenditure, what is OPEX, operation expenditure, do you need to hire people, what about stocks, do you register a private limited or you go sole proprietor, how do you then manage accounts, then where would you run this business at, what would be the rental line versus the potential footfall of the location. It means that how many people will actually walk around using the services provided at your shop. All these are very, very valuable. Unfortunately, you will not learn all this if you are an employee. Because a common employee will always think about being a master of their own craft. That's about it. My scope is until here. You pay me for this within 9 to 5, that's about it. If you want to expand my scope of work, you need to expand my salary. And that's exactly why people with such mindset will be stuck within the E quadrant still. Then about property investment, you thinking about how a property rental can cover installment and still have passive incomes, right? Yes, it works, but it takes a very, very long time and it requires a tremendous amount of research. And if you have browsed around the channel, right, you will notice this comment about where got such deals in getting a rental higher than installment. And that just shows the rarity of such deals. And to just put it out, right, there's only two ways. One is if you buy early. For example, my apartment in Puchong, where I bought it like 300,000, and across 10 years time, the current rental actually covers the current installment, and I still have a surplus of 5 to 600 a month. But it was just merely breaking even for the first 3 to 5 years, where the rental was still relatively low and the interest rate back then were higher. So after they revised interest rate low, then the rental continued going up, then I have this surplus every month. The second thing that a lot of people need to understand is great deals are most often crafted. And here there will be two examples. One is when you go into sub-sales, you exactly know how much is the rental. Then you reverse engineer the amount on existing rental rate. How much should my monthly installment be so it can break even or even have a surplus every month. Then you try to look for deals, or as we say crafted, you nego or find a desperate seller that allows you to do so. And most of my investment friends, they wait for deals of such to happen. They will target a particular apartment, make friends with 3 or 4 specialist agents that focus on it, and show them sincerity on how serious he is. Whenever there's a fire sale, as per se, like this owner, for example, wants to move to UK because he's just sick of Malaysia, or the entire family is just migrating, or during COVID the business failed so they need urgent money. These are incidents and opportunities for investment. Then the second form will be somewhat like a bulk purchase deal, where there's a group of buyers negotiating directly with the developer. So let's say if you buy 1 unit, it's going to be like 800,000. But if I were to buy 50 units, maybe I can get 10% discount or 15% discount extra. And that will give you a great competitive edge against the rest of the buyers. Also a greater chance of making money on top of your rental. But the expectation here, as you say, you want 5 to 6,000 a month of rental surplus, right? That's very, very challenging. Even to get rental of 5 to 6,000 alone, you need around like 3 properties already. Just for discussion's sake, right? For example, you scored the apartment which I got, and every month you make 500 extra, which is excellent already in my opinion. You need to have 10 apartments of such bought 10 years ago. Only you will get to an amount of such. But think about the amount of risk you need to endure through this. Let's be real, not all the time 100% will be occupied, not all the time. So there will be periods when one is empty, one is not. So my suggestion will be to go for the business route. Of course, not to just silang or finish your entire 70,000 straight up. Be very cautious, be very careful with money, make informed decisions and take calculated risks. And the reason being, you are young, the knowledge will help you earn more in the future. And if possible, do this while running your full-time job. That is my suggestion. You are this young, you can afford to actually sleep less, work longer hours. And like you said, if this fails, just go back to work or just continue work in the first place because you didn't quit. This is also because I mentioned earlier in some podcasts, maybe I can just make this official, right? Real estate don't really make you rich. Real estate keeps you rich. So it's a wealth diversification tool. It's not exactly a money making tool. So the right way of thinking, instead getting 5 to 6,000 in terms of rental money every month, think about this. Once you earn money from your business, then you buy properties where the rental can cover the installment, and the game plan is to just repeat this again and again. And maybe in the early phase, 1 or 2 don't really make money, I still need to chip in for maintenance fees. It's fine because I got my fixed income, so it's okay. Then put all of this aside, focus on my career. 10 years later, the equity built within these properties will then be valuable, where it allows you to then refinance. Again, back to my apartment where I just refinanced. So remember, I bought 300 over 1,000, so now it's around 400 over 1,000 market value. And the amount of loan I owe the bank is less than 300,000 because my tenant has paid me rent which cover my installment for the past 10 years. So 400,000 over, I can refinance it, minus the existing loan, I still have surplus of cash to buy a new property. If you don't want to do so, you have surplus where the rental, after covering the installment, you still have cash back. Then do you want to use the cash back as your expenses? Or for me, I will just continue dumping in the exact same amount. And you do this for 2 more times, your loan amount 30 years. So in year 30, let's say you are only maybe 55, maybe we take 5 years to develop this. At year 60, you will have 3 fully paid properties. Again, 2 to 3 fully paid properties. And maybe one 300,000, one 400,000, one 500,000, right? To be real, that's already 1.2 million for sure. And if you're familiar with the rental market, rental don't drastically go up and down. So once you get the unit rent out at 1,003, it's very rare where you will suddenly go 1,008 unless you make over the unit, or it will suddenly drop to 800. Rare. Very, very rare. And this is when the importance of research work kicks in. So in conclusion, Crester, at your age, I would suggest to take risks in business first, because business helps you make money and property investment helps you retain money. So after you make money from the business, only you buy property. Don't buy property with the intention of making money. It's supposed to keep and store the value of your money. And with that, thank you very much for the email. Such an inspiration. Like, you are 25, you have 70,000 in savings out of a 3,000 plus income. That is insane. And I really like the direction of thinking that you have now. So hopefully this episode will help. Such an inspiration to all young people. How I wish I had someone like me back then, because in my case, when I was 22, 23, I fully went into property investment because, maybe we can share this, because I made up my mind to stay in the rat race, which is to develop my career within the corporate setting. I wanted to be the managing director of a property development company. I put in all my heart and soul to get promoted, to get acknowledged. You play politics here and there a little bit, but ultimately didn't work also lah. Come on and do YouTube lah. But anyway, I guess that's all for this round. So for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Brand new starting. Nice. Ciao.